In the sweltering back alleys of Managua, where shadows clung to crumbling adobe walls and the air reeked of diesel and desperation, a whisper could topple governments. It's 1984, and a CIA operative, codenamed Tango, slips a microfilm canister into the palm of a Sandinista defector. One wrong glance from a patrol, and it's game over. Torture chambers, shallow graves, or a midnight flight over shark-infested waters. This wasn't Hollywood fiction. It was the forgotten front of the Cold War, Latin America, America's backyard turned battlefield. From Chile's soccer stadium massacres to Nicaragua's jungle Contra camps, the CIA ran ops that reshaped nations, armed rebels, and ignited proxy wars that killed hundreds of thousands. Tonight, we pull back the curtain on the agency's darkest chapters. Coups, assassinations, drug-running scandals, and the human cost of containing communism at any price. Buckle up, these are the stories. Washington buried, but the ghosts refuse to stay silent. Our tale begins not with spies in trench coats, but with the Red Dawn creeping north from Fidel Castro's Cuba. By the early 1960s, the Cuban Missile Crisis had thawed into a simmering threat. Castro's revolution exported Marxism like a virus. Guerrillas in Bolivia, Venezuela,
Colombia, even El Salvador's coffee plantations.
President Kennedy saw the dominoes falling, lose Latin America, and the U.S. encircled itself. Enter the CIA's Western Hemisphere Division, tasked with surgical strikes under the banner of Operation Mongoose and later Condor. Their playbook? Infiltrate, destabilize, topple. Guatemala, 1954. The blueprint. Jacobo Arbenz, a democratically elected reformer, dared nationalize United Fruit Company's banana lands. Washington cried communism. CIA-piloted PB-4Y bombers dropped propaganda leaflets while agents trained Guatemalan exiles in Honduras. Operation PB Success launched. Radio psyops blared tales of Soviet invasions. Assassins slipped across borders, and Arbenz fled as crowds stormed the Capitol. It was textbook regime change, bloodless on paper, but it unleashed decades of civil war, 200,000 dead in the shadows. Fast forward to 1961, the Bay of Pigs, a flaming debacle that scarred the agency. Cuban exiles, trained at CIA camps in Guatemala and Florida, stormed Playa Girón expecting U.S. air cover. Castro's militias crushed them in 72 hours. 1,200 captured, 114 killed.
Tauhumet Firingtea.
Director Alan Dulles, but the lesson stuck. Deniability above all. Latin ops went blacker, deeper. Enter the School of the Americas, Fort Benning's finishing school for Latin dictators. From 1960s onward, 64,000 troops, Colombians, Salvadorans, Argentines learned interrogation, tactics, psyops, and counterinsurgency. Graduates included Panama's Manuel Noriega, later a CIA asset turned drug lord, and Chile's Augusto Pinochet's secret police chiefs. Critics called it a torture factory. The Pentagon insisted it saved democracy. No chapter bleeds darker than Chile, 1973. Salvador Allende, socialism's elected face, nationalized copper mines, rattling ITT Corporation and Nixon's White House. CIA's Track 2 poured $8 million into strikes, media smears, and military bribes. Henry Kissinger cabled, "Make the economy scream." When General Pinochet's tanks shelled La Moneda Palace, Allende died by his own hand amid flames. Operation Condor followed, a multinational kill squad linking
Chile, Argentina, Brazil, Uruguay, Paraguay, Bolivia.
CIA provided cipher machines, intel, sharing even rendition flights. In 1976, Orlando Letelier, Allende's exiled foreign minister, exploded on Washington's Sheridan Circle, Pinochet's DINA agents, with CIA fingerprints via signals intel. Over 60,000 vanished across the southern cone, bodies dumped from planes into the Atlantic. Nicaragua became the 1980s powder keg. Sandinistas toppled Somoza's dynasty in 1979, cozying up to Moscow and Havana. Reagan declared them the Contra's cancer. Corinto Harbor blew up oil depots, armed 15,000 rebels from Honduran camps.
Manuel Noriega
Hosted Contra resupply in Panama. Even Argentine trainers from the dirty war pitched in. But scandals erupted. The Contra supply plane crash in 1986 spilled the beans. CIA-marked ammo, drug ties. Journalist Gary Webb later exposed the Dark Alliance, cocaine flights funding rebels, flooding LA streets with crack. Oliver North's notebooks detailed it. Contra cocaine barons like Nicaraguan Danilo Blandon shipping tons via CIA blind eyes. Congress fumed, passing Boland. Amendments to cut funds, sparking Iran-Contra. Arms for hostages swapped for Nicaraguan guns. Colombia spiraled into narco-insanity. Pablo Escobar's Medellin cartel declared war on the state. Avianca Flight 203 bombed mid-air. 110 dead. Palacio de Justicia siege. 100 slaughtered. CIA embedded with DAS intelligence, training assassins via the search block.
Los Pepes
Vigilantes, cartel rivals bankrolled by Cali mob, leaked DEA intel for hits. Escobar fell in 1993, gunned down on a Medellin rooftop, but the blowback birthed FARC guerrillas, Marxist holdouts. Funded by Coca, U.S. Plan Colombia pumped $10 billion. Black Hawk Downs in the jungle, fumigation spraying paraquat over farms. Thousands displaced, rivers poisoned, but cocaine flowed on. Central America's triangle of death, Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, ground through the 1980s. Guatemala's Rios Montt, a born-again evangelical and school of the Americas alum, waged scorched earth. 440 villages razed, 75,000 Maya Ixil massacred in genocide tribunals. Later confirmed. CIA station chief in Guatemala City funneled intel to his army. Reagan called Montt a man of great personal integrity amid the slaughter.
El Salvador's death squads.
Arcuata tallied 75,000 dead. Archbishop Oscar Romero gunned down at Mass in 1980. Ford van full of gunmen trained by U.S. Green Berets. CIA's Robin Hood ops armed at Lacatal. Battalion for El Mozote. 900 villagers hacked, bayonet, burned alive in December 1981. Survivors whispered to reporters. Washington denied it all. Honduras, the Contra airbase, hid horrors too. Battalion 316 with CIA manuals on neutralizing suspects vanished 184 leftists into pits. Argentina's Battalion 601 loaned interrogators. 1. Victim, Union leader Saul Godoy, surfaced with teeth pulled, bones broken. Noriega's Panama turned U.S. ally into enemy. Contra laundering, drug smuggling, then 1989's Operation Just Cause. 27,000 troops invaded. Noriega holed up in the Vatican Nunciature blasting heavy metal. To drown surrender radio. Captured, tried in Miami. CIA's Frankenstein monster exposed. Even Brazil's economic miracle masked shadows. 1964 coup, CIA-backed, installed military.
Rule till 1985.
Operation Brother Sam readied U.S. carriers. Agents trained torturers at the
Doi Codi Dungens.
Uruguay's 1973 Gulp saw CIA polls predicting success. Bolivia's 1980 coup birthed Banzer's bunker, Luis Garcia Meza, with Klaus Barbie's Nazi know-how, drowned. La Paz in blood. Human stories pierced the fog. Father James Guadalupe Carney joined Nicaraguan rebels in 1983. Diary revealing CIA Hueys strafe his column. Bullets like rain. He vanished, presumed, executed. In Chile, Detroit-born Ronni Moffitt died beside Leitlier. Her husband Michael survived. To testify, Contra pilot Eugene Hasenfuss crashed in Nicaragua, spilling photos of dead CIA contractors. By the 1990s, the front cooled. Sandinistas lost elections. Pink-tide leftists rose, but 9/11 pivoted CIA south to narco-terror. Venezuela's Chavez trained at the School of the Americas. ironically, railed against Yankee imperialism. Today, in 2026, echoes resound. Maduro's regime clings amid sanctions. MS-13 gangs born from Salvadoran Civil War refugees terrorize U.S. streets. FARC dissidents peddle fentanyl precursors. What price containment? Official tallies: 300,000 dead across Latin America. Economies shattered, democracies deferred. Declassified files: Church Committee 1975, Hinchy Report. 2000, admit excesses, but defenders argue it blunted Soviet encirclement. Critics see empires boot. Monroe Doctrine redux, propping juntas over justice. Agents like Tango, many haunted by ghosts. Memoirs laced with regret. We fought fire with napalm. In the end, Latin America's forgotten front reminds us, in the shadows of power, every victory sows tomorrow's wars. What betrayals lurk in our own backyard now?